This is the Iowa Weather Report for Saturday, January 23rd, 2016, and now our first look at the 0Z GFS Model Run at noon today. Pretty much tell where the big action is. It's across the east, where a fairly big storm system is taking place through the mid-Atlantic, up into far southern New England, the Carolinas, down into the south, producing quite a bit of snow, especially across the Appalachians from northern or eastern Tennessee and Kentucky, where they've already seen quite a bit of snow, up through Virginia, West Virginia, into southern Pennsylvania, Delaware, Maryland. Quite a bit of snow possible in D.C., but around here, it's just boring. Nothing's happening here. Temperatures will be making an increase in readings up into from the 20s to around 30 today to the 30s across the state on Sunday. There'll be a lot more clouds around than sun. If you do get some sunshine, you should be grateful because there's not going to be a whole lot of it. And a Sunday, unfortunately, into Sunday night and into Monday, a system is going to be approaching, and here on Monday, it's going to bring us a little bit of precipitation, maybe in the form of a mix in our far southern counties and maybe even a little rain, mainly snow to the north. Accumulations look to be fairly light. Any ice accumulation or accretion looks to be very minor, if at all, and liquid equivalent maybe a tenth to 2 or 3/10. And then the system moves off to the east on Tuesday. Temperatures drop back into the teens, or at least the upper teens to middle 20s across the state for highs. As we look into Tuesday, Wednesday, you can see a system just to our northwest across Alberta, Saskatchewan, and in Manitoba. That's a clipper system. It's going to bypass the state, could bring us a few more clouds in our northeastern counties, but it's going to be aiming more toward the Great Lakes in the northeast, and a lot of the cold air that's coming behind that system is not going to affect us either. We're going to be getting the flow coming out of the Pacific. That means toward the end of next week, temperatures should warm well into the 30s. So we could see some snow melting across the state toward the middle and end of next week. Unfortunately, we have a system to worry about just to our west, and you can see that digging here by next Saturday, starting to take shape across the west. This is the storm we've been talking about and will continue to talk about probably the rest of this weekend into next week. But for the time being, it looks to be fairly calm at this point. A frontal system is going to try to move in here on Saturday of next week, and that could bring us a little activity, but it's that system off to the west that could really bring us some activity by next Sunday into the following Monday, which is caucus night. But going past that, as we look further past that day, onto the 3rd of February, that system, the caucus night storm, we're going to term it as, is going to be well off to our east at this point. And unfortunately, it might be bringing us some cold temperatures. We had any snow, fresh snow cover, maybe lighter winds, clear skies. Temperatures will probably bottom out at or maybe below zero, but it's speculative at this point, so it's not a forecast, so things can change. Going into the end of the forecast on the 7th, another system is going to be approaching. That's going to warm our temperatures back up, maybe to the freezing point if this is to be somewhat correct, but it's still speculation at this point, given that it's 16 days out at this point. But it's something to look at. It's model data. You can see the flow coming out of the Gulf of Mexico, warmer air, some cold air coming in. So rain, snow, it's typical February weather in Iowa, so winter is not leaving us quite yet. And winter's not leaving the mid-Atlantic and the northeast here on this satellite image. You can see the comma ahead over, or the curl and the clouds over the east. That system will continue to move slowly eastward. Next system off to our west, producing a little bit of precipitation across the Sierras, where there's a watch on the watch warning map, some winter weather advisories and warnings. The big activity pretty much from the Tennessee and Ohio River valleys north and eastward. Around here, just darn quiet. The QPF chart looks darn quiet as well. And it pretty much shows not a whole lot happening around here. Maybe a tenth or two of an inch of precipitation liquid equivalent, but the heaviest to our south and east and off to the west.